What's up, everybody? In today's video, we're going to talk about a big mistake that I see a lot of eBay sellers making, that I used to make, that could completely ruin your store unless you fix it, and I'll show you how to fix it. So, as you know, as eBay dropshippers, one of the problems we have is that our items don't always ship from the same location. Sometimes they might ship from a warehouse in one part of the country, or they might ship from a warehouse in a different part of the country, depending on availability, which supplier you use, and where the customer lives. So, when you're listing an item, it asks you, where is this item located? You used to be able to put something like multiple locations or USA, and that was fine. I've actually called eBay and asked them, am I allowed to do this? And they said yes. Actually, I called them to ask, how are other people doing this? And they showed me exactly how to do it and said it was perfectly okay for me to do that. This was about 6 months ago. And so that's what I've been doing. I put USA in there so that the customers know that this might be shipping from anywhere in the United States. And then I explain to them, if they ask, that it depends on availability and where the buyer is located. Well, recently, eBay has decided that they don't like when sellers do this. But what they're doing is they're actually removing any listings that they find that say things like USA or multiple locations, or just anything that doesn't have a specific location. So this is actually a policy that has been on eBay's books for a while, but unfortunately the policy is pretty vague, and in the past they weren't enforcing it this way. So I'll put a link to this policy in the description of this video, but here's what it looks like. So basically this policy says that we have to accurately represent where our items are being shipped from. And you can have a shipping location that's inaccurate or vague. So an inaccurate one might be you saying that it's coming from California when in fact it's being shipped from China. And something that's vague might be like this one that says it's coming from Hong Kong, United Kingdom, or worldwide Singapore. That's kind of vague or misleading. It also gives the example of something that's not allowed as direct from manufacturer or somewhere in Florida. But what's not addressed here is what to do in our situation as eBay dropshippers, or for any other big company that has multiple warehouses throughout the United States. Where do we say an item is coming from when the item could be coming from one of any dozen warehouses throughout the United States, depending on availability and where the customer is located? So based on that fact, the most accurate thing for us to put is just USA or somewhere in the USA or multiple locations. And it's actually inaccurate for us to give an exact location. But it seems like eBay now is starting to enforce this policy more strictly and really wants us to give an exact location, even though that exact location would be inaccurate. So unfortunately, we're playing on their field, their rules, so we have to abide by their rules, and we're gonna have to put an exact location in for each item. But I'll show you how to do that right now. So if you come over to your eBay account and hover over up top where it says My eBay and click on Selling, and then click on the tab that says Listings. Just go ahead and click that. And what you want to do is scroll here and click where it says Edit and edit your listings. Now, if you have a lot of listings, over 500, you're only going to be able to edit 500 at a time. So you have to repeat this process that I'm going to show you several times until you've edited all your items. But I'm just going to do it for the items that I have listed in this store, which are 15 items. So I'll click Edit All 15 Items or Listings. Now, once on this screen, you want to come here where this box is and check that. That's going to check off every single listing that's on here. Then click where it says Edit Fields and click Item Location. Then you want to change it to probably your home zip code. And once you do that, you would just hit Save and Close. I've already done it for these items, which is why it already says it. And then just click Submit Changes, Confirm and Submit. And it might take a few minutes, especially if you have a lot of listings. All these ones were successful. Sometimes you'll find that you weren't able to successfully change the listing, but mostly this should work for most of them. Once you do that, you can then repeat the process for the other items. So I highly suggest that you guys actually go through your store and do this. It's really not worth the risk of having all your items deleted for this silly reason. I really do think it's silly. eBay is not really giving people a fair chance to, accurately describe where their items are coming from. But I completely understand why eBay's doing it. Let's just play by the rules. It's not a big deal, and just go ahead and change it. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video, learned something from it. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. And if you want to get more content like this, more warnings from me if you're doing something wrong, make sure to subscribe to the channel. Thanks so much, guys, for watching, and I'll see you next time.